Hey guys, how's it going? In today's video we're going to be looking over modal interchange and how to use it. So modal interchange is a really cool technique you can use if you're kind of stuck in a rut with your songwriting and you can't really think of any cool chord progression. So the basic gist of it is you'll play a chord progression and you basically borrow chords from a parallel mode. So what is a parallel mode? A parallel mode is basically a mode that has the same tonic or root note. So for example, C major is a parallel mode to C Dorian because it's got the same root note, and so on and so forth. So I've laid out all the modes with the tonic of C, and I've laid out all the chords here that are in these particular keys, and I'm going to show you how to make a chord progression using modal interchange. So the easiest way to explain this would be to take a major chord progression. So for example, we'll take a C major, then a minor, then a G, then an F. So it's a very simple major chord progression. I've written the 7th chord versions of all these chords down, but you can just play major or minor if you want to. You don't have to add the 7th. So now I'm going to take some chords from the C minor scale and add them into the chord progression. So after the C, I'm going to add maybe the D minor 7 flat 5. So here it sounds like this. To the A minor. See how it spices up your chord progression and adds a bit of emotion in there that you wouldn't have otherwise. And then after the G chord, I'm going to add in a B flat 7 chord. So altogether the chord progression will sound like this. So yeah, that's one example of how you can use that, and it's not limited to just major and minor scales. Let's take a Mixolydian, C Mixolydian chord progression. So I'm going to go from C7 to B flat major 7. And I'm going to add a Locrian chord. So I'm going to borrow a chord from Locrian, and I'll take the A flat 7 here, and I'll add that in the end. So hear that? So you can use it with different modes if you need to. A few tips for effective modal interchange would be to establish the key that your song's in before adding any modal interchange chords in. So if you're in C major, maybe lay out a few C major chords, diatonic chords, and then add a modal interchange chord, one that will make the modal interchange more effective, and 2, people will know what key you're in, so it won't sound weird. I wouldn't suggest using more than 2 modal interchange chords in a row. I'd suggest maybe having a diatonic chord either side of your modal interchange chord, or maybe you could end your chord progression with a modal interchange chord, like I did with the Mixolydian chord progression. But yeah, I wouldn't use more than one or 2 in a row, because you're just going to totally mess up the listener's perception of what key we're playing in. Another tip would be to kind of use this in moderation. Don't use it too much. It's kind of more of a technique to spice up your chord progressions rather than to actually use it as a writing tool to use in all your songs and all your chord progressions. Use it when it's needed to spike the emotion of a song in a certain way. And when you're writing melodies over these chord progressions, you want to stick to the scale that your chord's derived from. So, if you're playing a C major chord progression, your melody is going to be in C major, but then if you borrow a chord from C Lydian, then you'll play C Lydian over that chord that you've used within that chord progression. I think that's everything for modal interchange. If you like the video, please like the video down there and subscribe to my channel. Let me know if it was helpful in the comments. If you have any other ideas for videos, please drop them in the comments too. And I'll see you in the next video.